We want to keep the flavors, we want to keep the texture, so we don't want to overcook the food at all.
Will this thicken up the milk?
I'm sorry?
Will the coconut milk thicken?
once it starts to cool down a little bit, you'll see a thicker consistency.
I see.
So what we're gonna do right now,
good.
yeah, while that's cooking, we're gonna start doing the sesame strips of beef fillet. So obviously we have to cut the meat.
So you have the meat over here.
Yeah, the meat is right over here.
Boy, that looks good. What type of meat is that?
That is a beef tenderloin fillet, which you can buy the whole fillet yourself. And you can cut it yourself, or you can buy the pre-cuts at the store. Like I said, Whole Foods does great, has a great meat section. All of their meats are free-range, grass-fed, and organic. So I personally, when I shop for my own house, that's where I go to. I go to Whole Foods. Okay. So these are from Whole Foods, beef tenderloin. They're thinly stripped.
They don't look like they have much fat.
No, beef tenderloin doesn't really have that much fat. You were talking about probably about 7 or 8% fat,
really?
Which allows the beef to be very, very tender.
Oh yeah.
And also, just a couple minutes of heat, it'll cook it. Medium rare, medium, which
you like it medium?
Medium rare is how I usually like my steak. Yeah.
More flavor that way.
Yeah, like again, for me, anything you overcook, you're going to lose that flavor.
Yes.
So what we're gonna do, we don't want to get rid of the fat on here. We don't want to cut that out because that fat adds a lot of flavor to the meat. So we usually cut thin strips of the meat.
I see.
Just like that. You're talking probably about a 1/4 inch of thickness. And it could be long pieces too, long strips. It's okay.
I see.
Kind of like if you were cutting meat for fajita.
I see, yeah.
Yeah. And just continue to do that. Call all the meats. And
boy, this has a nice aroma.
It's
coconut milk and everything. It's so good.
Absolutely. When I cook this dish, I always wonder if I'm ever gonna make it to Thailand to try the real Thai food. So hopefully, maybe I will one day. But
is this going to be served at your restaurant?
Yes, it's actually called Boca Bay Bowl.
That's it.
That's it, and it describes in the menu what it is, and you have the option of adding different types of protein, such as chicken, beef, sea bass, salmon. Or you can just have it without the meat, which will be vegetarian. Yes.
Yeah. Well, it has a lot of good nutrients in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do now, once the meat is all cut up into strips, what we're gonna do, we're gonna add the sesame oil.
Oh, you're using sesame oil this time?
Sesame oil, this is for the steak because we want to have the sesame flavor steak strip.
Oh, I see.
Add that on there. We're going to add a little bit of pepper.
That's the dark sesame oil, boy.
Yes.
That's a nice one. That's good to cook with.
Absolutely, yeah.
That'll give it the flavor.
A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and do a 1/2 tablespoon of lime juice. So you let that kind of get heated. We might want to turn this down just a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
With steaks, usually if you have it at medium heat, you'll get that medium rare, medium temperature immediately.
Immediately, right.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start adding all of these meats to the pan. So just like that. Try to keep them separated so the heat is distributed thoroughly.
Right. Oh, that's good.
Again, you don't want to move the fat because this fat is going to combine with the sesame oil and the spices will add a lot of flavor.
I see that, right.
Okay, and so we're pretty much going to stir this a little bit around, make sure all sides.
So how long does that take to cook?
This, again, if you want to go for medium rare, medium, you're looking about 5 minutes. If you want to do medium well done, then you're looking at about 10 minutes to 15 minutes, depending on what kind of meat and where you get the meat from,
I see.
The fresher the meat is, the easier it's going to cook. It's not going to take as long. Oh, no, yeah. I mean, I've seen meats that have been, that have been sitting in the refrigerator for a day or two, and you try to cook it, it's just not the same.
And those are things. Cook it right when you get it, cook it. Right?
Absolutely. And those are things you'll learn eventually as you're practicing with different cuisines and food.
Okay. So we'll be right back. We're back and everything is done and ready to plate.
Yep. So this is 5 minutes afterwards, after you've been cooking all of the vegetables and the meat. You know, we don't want to get all that sauce on the plate. You know,
Yes.
the idea of the sauce is to cook the vegetables in there so the vegetables can get the flavoring of the coconut milk,
see.
also the spices such as the curry and the black pepper and salt. So just a little bit. Gonna start putting in the center of the plate.
So they cook just right, huh?
Yep. Oh, they're perfect. Yeah. I mean, this is it. If you don't have a texture like this with the vegetable, I just don't think the vegetables would taste as good.
Really?
Yep.
That's important, right?
Oh, absolutely. You know, these little things, if you don't pay attention, can have major effect on the way you cook, on the taste of the food that you're serving. So it's very important that you pay attention to this kind of thing.
Well, you have a lot of knowledge about cooking.
Well, you know, it is something that I do love. You know, I feel great when I cook. I find peace when I cook. You know, I deal with a lot of difficulties of life through cooking. Anyway, so this is your vegetable. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and add the steak strips on there.
So how is this cooked? Medium?
This is about medium, yes.
That's where I like it, medium. Can you use these for kebabs?
Yes, I mean those strips they can easily be skewered and you can grill it over open flames, or like over a barbecue grill, and we'll do the trick for you.
All right. Do you do that at the restaurant?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I do actually for both Amuse and Boca Bay Grill. We're going to be using a lot that technique for a lot of our dishes.
Oh, the kebabs. Huh?
Yep. So this is pretty much
That's beautiful.
your sesame seared beef tenderloin that's on top of coconut curry, steamed vegetables and broccoli.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Now, usually, you know, you can throw a little bit of microgreens on top of that as a garnish. You can go ahead and put a little bit of diced up cilantro or basil, and which is, to me, it's perfectly fine, and it does.
Good, right?
It adds a flavor and also makes the dish very presentable if you have a guest or anything like that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Don't go away. We're back with tip of the day. Now it's time for our tip of the day.
So we used lime juice for most of the ingredients today, but it could also be used for a lot of different techniques. One of my favorite techniques is to soak meats, either red meats, chicken, or seafood. Simply place the lime juice in a container, put the meat in there, and let it soak overnight in the refrigerator. And that allows for some really nice tender textures.
Ah, good tip.
Yep.
We're here in the dining area, and Sebastian, review what you made for us today.
Sure. This was the summer strawberry salad that comes on top of mixed spring lettuce, gorgonzola crumbles, and walnuts, and is drizzled with the homemade pomegranate vinaigrette dressing, which I showed earlier. This is the coconut curry vegetables that's topped off with sesame seared beef tenderloin fillet. And if you wanted to do a vegetarian, you make it the same way we showed, and you just don't add the meat, and that'll make it vegetarian.
And it's so good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. My fiance is vegetarian. She loves it. That's one of her favorite recipes that I make.
Oh, good. And you got some tea for us.
Absolutely. This is the Persian black loose leaf tea that's scented with rose water and cardamom. It's a huge drink at Amuse. Very popular. People love it to drink it while they're having their meal or after their meal. It's
So
very
that's
popular.
a place to get good tea, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're known for our teas. So.
You are known for tea?
Oh, yeah. People
good.
love our tea. Yeah.
I'm going to try this. It was so good.
Thank
I think
you.
it's the coconut in there that
That
really...
coconut milk and the sauce and the spices combined, it just adds this very unique flavor. Absolutely.
Delicious.
Thank you.
So what else do you have there?
Well, at Amuse, you know, we have my favorite dish that we serve is the Chilean sea bass kebab, which is our wild-caught Chilean sea bass. It's marinated in saffron and spices and skewered and grilled over open flames. It's a very popular item as well, and I'd say that recipe made my career. So
Really?
yeah,
That
absolutely.
was the start?
That was a start for me. Yes, yes.
Oh,
that-
great.
the one recipe that I got most of my recognition from.
Oh, great. Wow, that's good.
Thank you.
I'll put up your information now so we know how to get there. Amu's Restaurant, 6271 Old Dominion Drive, McLean, Virginia, 703-448-8500. And now, soon to be open, Boca Bay Grill, 2834 Beach Boulevard, Gulfport, Florida. And there's a contact number, which is 202-999-5259. Wow, so when will the restaurant be open?
We're looking at for approximately about a month from now. We were shooting for some dates, but at the same time, we don't want to get over our heads and try. We want to make things the right way. I want us to focus on quality, and unless the entire staff and my partners feel comfortable with the operations of the restaurant, we won't open. So
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is. And that sort of thing takes a little while, but we're getting there, and I think within a month we're going to be open.
So where is Gulfport?
Gulfport is a small little beach town that's I'd say about 30 minutes west of Tampa. It's right on the Boca Ciega Bay, which connects the Mexican Gulf to Florida coast, west of Florida coast. It's a small town, but it's starting to get a huge recognition for their gastronomy and cuisine and all the restaurants that are coming in.
Hey, yeah, nice place to vacation.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not your Miami, the nightlife and the bar crowd. It's more of a laid-back, relaxing destination.
Sounds good.
But it's exactly what I need for somebody who works all the time.
Yeah, I bet you do. Well, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you, Lindsay, for having me. I appreciate it and looking forward to seeing you again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For today's recipe, visit the website chefsrecipes.org. And remember, until next time, good eating.